Good morning, student. Today we are discussing the uses of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is used in photosynthesis. The food produced in photosynthesis is used by all plants and animals, either directly or indirectly. And it takes a part it traps a part of radiation of the sun that is reflected by the earth in atmosphere. This keeps the earth warm enough to sustain our life. Okay, however, the increased level of carbon dioxide, how they are increased? They due to industrial emissions. Okay, the increased level of carbon dioxide have led to global warming, and this has caused by many natural calamities including droughts and floods. Okay, and the carbon dioxide which dissolves in blood to form carbonic acid, we know that this helps to maintain the acid base balance of the blood, and it is used in large amount in the manufacture of urea. Actually the chemical formula of urea is NH2CO NH2. Okay, then carbon dioxide is largely used in the manufacture of urea, and which is an important fertilizer, and it is used to prepare carbonated drinks like soda. We know that in carbonated soda they have inside the soda there carbon dioxide is the substance, and solid carbon dioxide dry ice is used as a refrigerant to preserve ice creams, meat, etc. And it also used to preserve dead bodies. That much cold is there. And the dry ice substance, you know that the TV shows and the movies, smoke will produce. That is the dry ice sublimes. That time smoke will produce. And carbon dioxide neither burns nor support combustion. We already know that. It is used to extinguish fire. Okay, and next move on to the topic pollution of air. The air in urban and industrial areas, the air contains substances that are harmful to us and are also harmful to our environment. Such air is said to be polluted, and the harmful substances present in air are known as air pollutants. The common three important air pollutants are oxides of sulfur, oxides of nitrogen, dust and soot. And beside there can be small quantities of carbon monoxide and hydrogen sulfide. Okay, we will discuss detailed. The composition of clean and dry air we already discussed. 21% oxygen, 78% nitrogen, and other including the percentages are given. And oxides of sulfur such as SO2 and SO3, commonly collectively we can represent SOx. They come from volcanic eruptions and burning of sulfur and sulfide minerals. And next, oxides of nitrogen, NO and NO2. NO and NO2 collectively represented as NOx. Okay, they come from the combustion of fossil fuels like petrol, diesel, kerosene and coal. Dust and soot collectively known as suspended particulate matter. Okay, dust and soot collectively we called them suspended particulate matter, SPM. Soot is unburned particle from fuels which gives smoke its color. And carbon monoxide is formed by the incomplete combustion of carbon containing fuels, and hydrogen sulfide H2S is also resulting from biodegradation. Okay, these are three major important pollutants of air: oxides of nitrogen, oxides of sulfur, oxides, dust and soot. And carbon monoxide and hydrogen sulfide also affect air. The next, acid rain. We already discussed what is acid rain. The oxides of sulfur and nitrogen present as pollutant in the air, which react with the water present in the atmosphere to form acid. The oxides of sulfur and nitrogen. Okay, the oxides of sulfur and nitrogen present in the atmosphere, which combines with the water present in the air to form acid. Nitrogen, NO2 combines with the water to form nitric acid. SO2 combines with water to sulfuric acid. These acid come down with the rain, that is acid rain. Okay, making the rainwater significantly acidic. Such rain is called acid rain, and the acid found in acid rain are formed as follows: sulfur dioxide plus oxygen in presence of soot and mineral, that will form sulfur trioxide. That sulfur trioxide combines with the water to form, here look at this picture, sulfur dioxide SO2, which combines with the oxygen, SO3 will produce. In presence of soot and minerals, SO3 will produce SO2 plus O, SO3, which combines with the water present in the atmosphere to form sulfuric acid. Similarly, nitric oxide, NO, formula of nitric oxide is NO, which combines with the oxygen, NO plus 1 oxygen, NO2. Okay, nitrogen dioxide, which combines with the water present in the atmosphere to produce nitric acid. Okay. In some industrial areas, hydrogen chloride gas is present in the air as pollutant. It dissolves in water to form hydrogen chloride dissolves in water to form hydrochloric acid. Nitrogen dissolves in nitrogen dioxide dissolves in water to form nitric acid. Sulfur dioxide dissolves in water to form sulfuric acid. Similarly, hydrogen chloride dissolves in water to form hydrochloric acid. And the effect of acid rain. The water of lakes and rivers become acidic and thus unsuitable for aquatic plants and animals. The soil becomes acidic and therefore unsuitable for cultivation. Sculptures, monuments, and buildings are eroded. Okay, damage to sculptures and monuments. Sculptures and monuments are generally made of valuable stones like marble. Marble is actually calcium carbonate. Okay, limestone. Okay, and it's also the mortar used containing calcium carbonate. A carbonate react with acid to form what will form carbon dioxide. Okay, a salt of calcium is also formed along with that. The salt formed being soluble in water and it can get washed away by the rain but adversely affect the sculptures and monuments. Thus acid rain poses a great problem, and with increasing industrialization we know that the entire world is facing the problem today. Entire world facing the same problem today. And for one more important example is Taj Mahal. It built in the 17th century at Agra. Is made of white marble and is losing its shine due to acid rain. Thousands of industrial units including the oil refinery at Mathura are considered to have caused acid rain. Hence, anti-pollution laws are being strictly enforced in the area. Okay, and the following important steps have been taken in the regard. Okay, a large number of industries have been shifted away from the vicinity, and no vehicles are allowed within half kilometers of the premises. And it has been mandatory for an industrial unit to release the waste gases into atmosphere only after being treated for acidic gases. That means the flue gases coming out of the Chinmay must not contain any acidic compound like SOx and NOx. Okay, and this is our chapter. Okay, you should learn the chapter, and this is a simple chapter also. There it's simple and important chapter. Okay, you should learn. Thank you, students.